Welcome back, everybody. We're jumping right back into it today. Though I'm a little bit at a loss as to where to start. The stream's exit, the end of the road here, back to the backyard. Let's procrastinate by checking the view again. Yeah, real nice. That's as good a place to start as any. We'll duplicate the back window ivy and reuse them up here. Coloring I can never quite decide on. Sometimes it just feels too green. Sometimes it feels too brown and drab. So I'm going to go back and forth a lot. This window was kind of a bitch. I do like those vine pieces. I like the way that they curl out. It makes it look more natural. Let's link these all up. Oh, reduced it by 2. It's not the worst. Testing out to see what other viney, ivy looking things I have. Seeing what I can do with the coloring. Makes it too dark though. I'm also going to click on the same things over and over again. It's like I just don't believe I've run to the end of all my options in my inventory. I like that. It will kind of block the view to the right where I'm at the edge of my scene there. My parcel. Yeah, this view is looking good. I keep wanting to use it and then I keep not wanting to use it. Someday, maybe the next scene. Again, this bitch of a window. It's so hard to get the angles right. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay. Okay, I hate these. Oh, wait. No, I have this hanging one now. Oh, yeah, that view out the little window. The bathroom window is going to look great. But I have the hanging one now, so let's get rid of this. The upside down standing vines. Let's put the hanging vines on. Genius. Looking good, looking lush, looking overgrown, looking 3D. I love it. Okay, well, we got those gaps there. Let's try and plug those in. So I got this idea. Instead of using those hills, we're going to use these vines. They're very dense, and if I darken it up, it will give that kind of false sense of depth, because it'll be like in the shadows. So I'm going to start plugging those in around. Okay, that was a little too busy, admittedly. Now I got the wall. I don't need all that coverage on the window. Just obsessively going back and forth. Do I like this? Do I like this? Do I like this? Yeah. Do I see holes? No. Bathroom view still looks good. I think we're good. I'm gonna move on. Okay, messing with this a little bit more. Okay, now we're gonna build up the vegetation in this little creek exit alleyway. Again, I'm doing that darkening to give that false sense of depth. It should get darker the further you go back. So I'm adding layers, and it should look deeper than it actually is because of the shading. Putting in some trees, give a little more variety of shape. Yeah, see? I think that's looking good. So all those things I was doing with the hills that I'd flattened out at like 17 land impact, now I'm doing it with these hanging vines at just a couple land impact. It's still serving the same purpose. We're plugging in some holes, so it's a little more camouflage that my parcel is so small. It's over 1,000 land impact though. But we knew we were gonna have to go over it eventually. All right, so we're moving around here to see what it looks like up close. This is probably where I'll be parking my character again. I think I mentioned that before. It's really important to me that this area looks good and lush. Just looking around, seeing if there's any other areas to plug in. All right, more vegetation. So grasses, especially where I have these prims acting as my land pieces. I want to add a little more texture to them with these grass pieces. This one's solid, it looks good. The other one was transparent a little bit and I didn't like the way that looked, so we're going to try this one. I don't know, it's too big. That's like marshland, that's not right. Wild grass? Fit right. Let's see if we can fit it on this little hilly area. Nope, we're gonna push back here. Yeah, it's too bright though. So we're gonna move back to the hill area, yes. If it's tall enough, we could just camouflage the hill. I don't know, I'm not 100% sold on it. It's a little too fall-like. Those are leaves or clovers. Not what I was looking for. This might work. We got some sparse weed-like grasses. It could be enough to hint at a more covered grassy area. I do like those grasses too. Yeah. And this one's also another more sparse, wild looking thing. Yeah, I think it would make sense there'd be, you know, some weed-like grasses poking up around the stones. Over here on the side. And then editing in linked so I can edit the individual pieces. This is good for the backyard for now and the yard in front of the Death Row Designs house. Put some grasses in the rubble. Of course, grass would grow around there eventually. Life finds a way. Okay, finally, some fantasy elements, right? I have not done this yet. So I had these fairies on tree stumps and some floating fairies. So I'm like, let's put them in there. Let's say that there had been trees and those trees had all been destroyed when the building eventually collapsed over them. And now we have this nice little fairy scene right by the creek. I love the little floating animation. There were wandering ones too, but I didn't trust how far they would wander. So we're just going to have them tight to this area. I'm taking a break, going back to the river because the river is going to need a lot of little tweaks. Doing another compulsive land impact, 1053 it looked like. Okay, so this is where I'm putting that statue that I bought, I believe in the first video. The vegetation is a little too green. Again, so I'm trying to color correct, but color correcting seems to make it a little too dark. It's a little too bold. I really liked those flowers. I was like, maybe I can put that around the statue's head, but God, the land impact's like 18 land impact. It's not meant to be put out. It's meant to be worn. So yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, the transparency stuff, it never works out well. This I liked, but when you got too far away, it had like a dark outline and then that's all you could see. So while I liked it, it just looked black from a distance and that was no good. same with this vegetation. It was just too solidly green. So it let me edit links. So I unlinked and I deleted them. We're going to put some other vegetation around, some other flowers around the base of this statue. Too autumnal, I would say. I love this tree. I've used this tree on other parcels, but it's not right for this area, but I do love the wind chimes. So I was able to pull that off, put that over there. Okay, this I think we can work with. Yeah, and it's already got a HUD. There we go. For changing the colors. So what I do, I choose white so I can make my own color, basically. I want like a dustiness to it. It's like I want it to be overgrown and lush, but I don't want it to be springtime. I don't know what I'm trying to do. It's not fall. It's still post-apocalyptic, I guess. I still want it to feel a little rundown. Yeah, that looks nice. See if there's any other trees I want to use. All right, so I decided I needed to figure out the sitting place for the fairy area. I think I had just gotten this off of a sale, so it was fresh in my mind. I've greatly sped up and edited going through all these textures. There's just so many options. Land impact check, 1065. I'm paying for this parcel that allows double the land impact, so I get 1400. All right, we're adding a little bit more movement, a little more life to this place. So I wanted these butterflies. It took me a second to figure out really how they circled each other. So I'm playing around. Like I want them to move, but I don't want them to like clip through the buildings and stuff like that. It seems a bit much, right? It's too much. Yeah, it's too much. Okay, I think that'll do for now. We'll play with it more later. We've got little fireflies for in front of the DRD house. I was thinking about having some other wildlife on here, but the land impact is so insane via Animesh objects, and I had used this on a build previous to this, so decided not to go for it this time. That was a well. I decided it was not right for the backyard. Just going through my options now. What do I even have? I spent, what was that? Like a week trying to sort out my folders. And I'm still just rummaging through them. Like I have no idea what I even have. Just testing out to see if there's like any other little atmospheric elements I can add. Stepping stones. Okay, so again, I feel like they fit in line with the collapsed buildings. They could have been chunks of the walls that had fallen, and they were just repurposed to add a little more stability when walking around the neighborhood here. I also have a problem when I linked a lot of these pieces, land pieces, I accidentally set them to phantom, and some of them I couldn't take back. They remained phantom. So these stepping stones will help ignore that problem. See right there? Sunk right in. I get weirdly lazy about fixing certain issues. Let's see, land impact check, 1066. It looks like I'm pretty much done with the land for now, and we're gonna move on to decorating. All right. Well, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.